Welcome back, students, to my YouTube channel. So this would be our last video lesson for our second quarter. Hindi pa man natatapos, but I want to congratulate you that you have already finished again another quarter for this school year. Now, on this video lesson, what we will talk about is the continuation of the mole concept that we discussed on the previous video lesson. So, kung hindi mo pa siya napapanood, panoorin mo yung ating lesson on the mole concept. Now, on this video lesson, the focus will be on the percent composition of a compound. So, dahil ang last lesson natin sa video lesson ay molar mass of compound, now on this video, what we will have is the computation of its percentage. Napakadali lang ang lesson natin for this week only if you understand the mole concept lesson. Because this is just a continuation of what we have just discussed on the mole concept. Now, in the percent composition, this would only be the formula that you will use. Percent composition is equals to the mass of the component element divided by the mass of the compound multiplied by 100 to get its percentage. Now, on this lesson, ang unang-unang dapat mong gawin to find the percent composition is again to find the molar mass or the formula mass of the compound. Through that, dire-diretso na ang ating percent composition, and let's have an example. So this would be our example for the percent composition. So you have to find the percent composition of the compound glucose, which is C6H12O6. The step 1 that you should do is to find the molar mass or the formula mass. In the molar mass, enumerate all the elements given in the compound, which is carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. And then identify the number of atoms for each element. We have carbon is 6, hydrogen is 12, and oxygen is 6 as well. And then give the individual mass from the periodic table. We have carbon as 12.01 grams. Hydrogen has 1.008 grams. And then oxygen has 16.00 grams, and then multiply, so we'll have the answer of 6 times 12.01 is 72.06 grams. 12 times 1.008 grams will give you 12.10 grams, and then 6 times 16 grams will give you an answer of 96 grams. And then after finding the individual grams, add all the mass of the three elements. So you have 72.06 plus 12.10 plus 96 is equals to 180.16 grams per mole, and that's now your molar mass. Bakit kailangan mo ng molar mass? Molar mass will be used now on the second step. So your second step will be find the individual percent composition of each element. So, i-compute na natin ang percent composition ng bawat element. Ibig sabihin, i-compute natin sila isa-isa according to element. Okay, now that we have find out the value of the molar mass, then you are now to compute for the percent composition of each element. So since we're talking about the percent composition, ang kailangan mong malaman is how many percent for the carbon, how many percent for the hydrogen, and how many percent for the oxygen. So what first thing that you should do is to convert mole to mass for you to use the mass in the percent composition. Example for the carbon. We have 6 mole of carbon multiplied by the mass of the carbon, which is 12.01. So you will have the answer of 72.06 grams of carbon. Now, to find the percent composition is the mass of the element divided by the mass of the compound. Since the mass of the element carbon is 72.06 divided by 180.16, you'll have the answer of 39.39. 99% of carbon. So meaning to say, carbon has 39.99% in the compound. After that you have found out the carbon, you may now proceed to the hydrogen. You'll have 12 mole of hydrogen multiplied by 1.008. You'll get the answer of 12.10. Then, to find the percent composition, 12.10 grams of hydrogen divided by the mass of the compound, 180.16, will give you answer of 6.72% of hydrogen. Meant to say, the percentage of hydrogen is 6.72%. And then, for the last element, which is oxygen, 6 mole of oxygen multiplied by the mass of 16, you'll have the answer of 96 grams of oxygen. Then, to find the percent composition, 96 grams of oxygen divided by the mass of the compound, which is 180.16, divide it, and then you'll get the answer of 53.29. You will just always multiply it into 100 to find its percent composition. Now, the percent composition of each element is carbon has 39.99, hydrogen has 6.72%, and then oxygen has 53.29%. Then sum it up, add all the percent composition, and just check if it is equal to a 100%. And that's, you may have this sample problem for the percent composition. So your sample problem will be, get the percent composition of the sucrose C12H22O11. If you get your answer, you may comment down below your answer and I'll reply to you if your answer is correct. So that would be all for our video lesson today. It's a very brief discussion about the percent composition. Then, stay tuned for the next videos that we will have for the next quarter. I hope to see you again soon for our third quarter lessons. Bye and thank you for listening.